Hi guys, before I start I just want to say I'm speaking for myself. I'm sharing my own perception, my own view of reality with you. I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong. I really hold nothing as the ultimate truth that I can't see or touch physically. I just have different ideas that resonate with me. I wanted to make a video about what does it mean to awaken. I experienced an awakening in 2012 and it changed my life. People all over the world are claiming to be waking up. And so what does this mean? How do we use this to change our lives and to change the world? To me, there's two different kinds of awakenings. The first one is more common and it's easier to explain and easier to understand. So I'll start there. And I'm not trying to prove this to you. I'm not trying to say this is in fact real and you need to believe this. I'm just sharing my perception with you. I want to make that very clear. So the first one I'll talk about is an awakening to government corruption. Alex Jones is getting pretty popular and he calls these people globalists. People on 4chan, they blame the Jews. Some people believe it's literally reptilians. Some people call them the Illuminati, the elite, the Rothschilds, whatever you want to call them. The point is that not only do they put profit over human lives, but they may want to poison us. They purposely put poison in our air, our food, our water. They want us dumbed down, they want us distracted. Even celebrities, a lot of them are occultists. A lot of them promote lower vibrational values, if you want to call them values. And well, I first woke up in 2012. I became really obsessed with conspiracy theories and really obsessed with the idea of educating the masses. This went on until about a few months ago when I learned about Pizzagate. Now, I knew global human trafficking within the elite was a thing. I knew it happened, but Pizzagate, just to see it rubbed in my face like that, all the coding of how they speak, it sent me into a turmoil of depression. And then I said I was done with politics. I was done with conspiracy theories besides the Mandela effect or other fun conspiracy theories like that, and that I would no longer promote them, because when you promote things like this, you're giving them your energy and you can be fear-mongering, lowering your own vibration. Now, I think it's important to be prepared. Be prepared, not scared. I think everyone should have a bug-out plan. Everyone should stock up on food, water, ammo, supplies. Everyone should have a place to go if shit hits the fan. But like I said, prepared, not scared. You shouldn't dwell in the negative. You shouldn't dwell in fear or anger towards these individuals. Instead, detach, which brings me, to the law of attraction, which is pretty much the second type of awakening, a spiritual awakening. Now this has, there are many different types of spiritual awakenings, and people awaken at different levels and learn different things. Some people say they're spiritually awakened because they use the law of attraction, they live more consciously, they eat healthier, they use crystals, they do yoga, they meditate. They do good deeds or whatever, and this is definitely a form of an awakening. And, well, before I get a little deeper into it, let me kind of give you my life story, because what I'm about to say is kind of crazy. You have to understand, what my descent into madness, basically. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my life history, and I'm going to put, some of my shit out there. And I'm, not looking for sympathy. I'm just trying to explain, my perception and why I was the way I was growing up. Okay, so, like I said, I'm not looking for pity here, but, my dad abused me and my mom in different ways. He abused my mother with physical violence and abused me in a different way. Just my point is that this really fucked me up, I had to go to therapy when I was 6 because I was trying to cut myself. I was extremely depressed for pretty much my entire life. I'll try to make this quick. So, when I was in kind of an older kid, maybe 4th, 5th, 6th grade, even as a younger child, I was always very interested in the paranormal. I was always very interested in kind of new age stuff. Even though I didn't understand, I always had an attraction to crystals. I always liked to try to communicate with spirits. I used a Ouija board at a young age. I just always had an interest in the unseen, if that's what you want to call it. And then, in high school, late middle school, I started to go down a bad path, make bad decisions. This all came from depression, drugs, alcoholism, you know, I would, in my senior year, I think it was, I would drink like alone a lot late at night, and I would go to school still drunk from the night before. You know, even when I drank with friends, I would binge drink. Like, I had no limitations. I had problems with promiscuity, giving myself away to guys who did not deserve my energy. And so I gotta give you a little more details now to get to the point that I'm trying to make. One point, this was like 2011, when I hung out with my friends literally every day. They were a group of guys, and they're all good guys, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, because the part of my life that I had with them, it was really good. Even though it was coming from a place like I couldn't be alone with myself. I could not be alone with myself because my anxiety and my depression would just eat me alive. So I hung out with these guys literally almost every day. So, you know, then just shit started happening. Some moved away, you know, we had problems with some others, and just, it went down to me and one other guy from this group who were still hanging out every day. Now, I had a major crush on this guy. I always had a crush on him since we had started hanging out, and you know, now it was just me and him hanging out every day. And of course, we started to hook up, because I was like scared of relationships back then, and I would pretty much just like be friends with benefits with a guy. If I liked him, I wouldn't try to enter a relationship, and I would say that I didn't want that. I didn't want to enter in a relationship. So, no, a couple months into me and this particular person hooking up, he got a girlfriend, and of course, you know, he told a girlfriend our history, and me and him eventually stopped hanging out. So I was pretty much all alone. Like, I had other friends, I had other coworkers that I could hang out with, and I was living alone at this time. I had moved out of another guy who we were all friends with, his house, and I was living in a small apartment all alone, and this is what led to my awakening. You know, first I became obsessed with like conspiracy theories and, you know, Sandy Hook, and just sharing all this information and learning it and just educating the masses, you know. And then it's almost, looking back, it's like it was overnight. Like, it was overnight. But the one day I can say that things started to change for me, like the one day that sticks out in my mind, is like I was cleaning my apartment and I found an old Target gift card. So I got on, this is Miami. By the way, this was when I lived in Miami. So I got on the Metro Rail and I went down to Target with my gift card that I happened to find. And you know, I had read The Secret before. I knew what the law of attraction was at a young age. At first I rejected it completely. I said, no way, how would I create my reality as a child, you know, with my father? How did I create that? How did I ask for that? You know, it didn't make sense to me at the time. So I found a secret book, it was like The Magic, I think it was, and I bought that book that day with my gift card, and I took it home, and you know, along the way, I was walking home from the Metro Rail, and just some random guy selling flowers, he just gave me a bouquet of roses for free. So I left them on my mom's doorstep, and I'm starting to tear up a little bit, it's so stupid, but I left them on my mom's doorstep because, like, the law of attraction, you know, you give. And that was the first day that I can say things really started to change, because I started to use the law of attraction in my everyday life. And ever since then, everything changed. I'm gonna get into what I believe now, if you can handle it. I believe that certain souls, okay, so like what's an old soul? An old soul. Someone who's lived a life before, right? But aren't all souls old souls? Like, all souls are eternal. No souls are just randomly born out of nothing. You know, all souls are eternal. You know, all souls have incarnated somewhere before. So it wasn't even the book The Secret. I can't even tell you exactly where I found this information at, or if I like downloaded it while meditating, but there's other people out there in the world, believe it or not, who believe what I believe. It's crazy. Some people call them indigos, starseeds, whatever you want to call them. Basically, the idea is that your soul originated from like a higher dimension or like another planet, and you came here in human form. You were born as a baby, a human baby on Earth, to uplift the frequency, the vibration on planet Earth, and create positive change. So that's basically the idea. Personally, I believe I've been reincarnating here for like a really long time, and I've been trapped here. I originally came here with a mission, but I failed at my mission again and again and again. So finally, I have awakening. And so to me, this is what a spiritual awakening is. To some people, a spiritual awakening is just meditating, doing yoga, using crystals, using the law of attraction. But for me, it goes a little deeper than that. Like, I believe, that higher dimensions, like, what are even higher dimensions? Like heavens, lower dimensions, hell. No, there are higher dimensional beings, angels, and lower dimensional beings, demons. I'm not really a Christian. I don't really label myself in any way. Some people who experience awakenings, they have Christian awakenings, some have more Buddhist awakenings, and I pretty much just believe in what resonates with me. And as soon as I started learning about indigos and starseeds, like, that really resonated with me. I also believe, like, all humans, another way of a spiritual awakening is the belief that, like, all humans are naturally intuitive, and that's why they give us, like, fluoride and shit to decalcify our pineal gland, our third eye. A lot of people who have spiritual awakenings, suddenly have interest in their third eyes and using their third eyes and detoxing their third eyes. So basically what I believe is that humanity is undergoing an awakening, a mass awakening, a shift in consciousness to a higher frequency. And we incarnated here, and if you've experienced awakening, even if it's just a government awakening, like, I believe that you incarnated here with the mission to uplift the vibration, to spread truth and knowledge and love and unity into this world, so that it doesn't have to, so the globalists don't have to have control of everything, so it doesn't have to end with us all in FEMA camps, so there doesn't have to be all that unnecessary starving, all that unnecessary war and violence in the world. I believe that we came here to change things, to shake everything up. I'm really not trying to wake anyone up anymore. I don't see the point in it anymore. I just want to share my perception of reality, because I know there's other people out there who, like, feel the same way I do, and a lot of people, you talk about this shit and people will just say you're crazy, and I don't care. I'm not trying to get validation. I'm not trying to get, like, movies and TV shows need to promote people like me, like, people need to refer to me as, like, an alien and a multi-dimensional being. You need to validate my delusions. Like, you don't need to validate my delusions. I'm totally cool. I'm happy. And I really don't think that my beliefs are any stranger than religious beliefs. Religious beliefs are beliefs in, like, the mystical, the supernatural. And to me, this is no more different than, like, Christianity. I'm kind of Christian, sort of. I mean, I know religion is used to control us, but, like, I grew up learning to love Jesus. My mother didn't promote religion too hard on me because she had come from a very religious upbringing, so she didn't want to, like, just kind of keep me in, like, a fear-mongering state or whatever. Like, at one point, her mom thought she was literally possessed by demons. So she really didn't want to, like, pressure me too much with that, and I appreciate that. And, I was still taught to love Jesus. And I think, basically, Christ consciousness is, like, when Christianity and, like, New Age, Old Age, awakening comes together to reach Christ consciousness. Christ, when he died, if you want to say he died, he didn't die because his body was gone. He ascended. Ascending is when your vibration is so high that it matches the frequency of heavenly higher dimensions. So he was able to take his physical body with him to heaven because his vibration matched that of heaven. Now, Earth is undergoing a mass ascension. We're in the process of ascension. The Earth is uplifting its frequency and rising upwards into a higher dimension. Now, one Earth, part of an Earth, the Earth will stay down below and burn, and the other part will go up into the heavens. And basically, depending on your frequency, whether you have a high or low vibration, determines which Earth you'll be staying on. And I don't even know if this is going to happen, in my particular Whitney lifetime, or if it'll be something that happens to my grandkids. But this is what I believe. This is what I believe is going on. I wanted to share this message, even if people think it's crazy. There's people out there like me, even though I don't know many of them. And I wanted to discuss this. And you know, if I was just to sit alone talking to myself out loud, that would seem kind of crazy, right? And like I could write it all down, but I'm trying to write a novel right now, so my writing is saved for that time. But I wanted to put this out there. I really do. And much love if you resonate with this message or not. Much love to you. The point is that like coming to this understanding has really brought me out of my depression. I no longer make self-destructive choices. I'm conscious about my thoughts. I'm conscious about, you know, what I put into my body, how I treat myself. And I am so much happier and at peace now. And, you know, that's the whole point of life, right? It's not only, I think we incarnate into suffering so that we can grow. You know, if you've suffered in your lifetime a lot and you think it's because God doesn't care about you or God's not real, we choose our life paths before we are born. We choose suffering so we can grow and learn compassion and to lose the ego. But we didn't only come here to suffer. Like, that's not our sole purpose, to suffer and grow. We came here to be happy and at peace and to spread love. So, thank you for watching.